Hello, I'm Galit Hadari, and in this video, I'll share tips on how to prepare for a Zoom presentation. First, we will talk about how to prepare a presentation. Then, we will explain how to present using Zoom and give you some tips that will help you prepare. Feel confident with what you present, engage your audience, and make a good impression. The first thing you need to do is think about what your talk is about, the topic, and what you're going to say about it, your main idea. You need to make sure you understand what the purpose of the presentation is. Ask yourself who your audience is and what you want to achieve. Do you want to explain a new idea? To whom and why? Do you want to convince your audience of a position? Do you want them to do something or change their behavior as a result of listening to you? Keep your purpose in mind while preparing the presentation and while delivering your presentation. Now you can start preparing. When you know why you are presenting, you can relate to your main reason throughout all the stages of preparing your presentation and then in your presentation itself. Get to know the topic, gather relevant information, logically organize this information, and plan your presentation according to the instructions you were given. There are two ways to prepare for a presentation. Some people like one way, and others like the other. Both are fine. The first is to start preparing for your presentation by free writing. This is where you have some idea about what you want to say, and you need to get it all down on paper to begin working on shaping your message. Once your message is written the way you want it, you would then reverse engineer it into an outline or a list of topics that you could use as notes during your talk. The other way is to start organizing your ideas first in an outline or a list of topics, and afterwards you can develop your message within each part of the text. In both ways, you end up with a well-developed message and the notes you need. That way, you'll make sure that you don't forget parts of it when you present it. In both cases, only after you finish these steps, you can work on the visual aids for your presentation. Most people make the mistake of starting to work on the presentation by working on the slides. Remember, your slides are not your presentation. The slides are only an aid, an anchor. Your presentation is the story you tell your audience. You first want to design your message. Only then should you think about what visuals will help your audience understand and be convinced by the points you make at different places in your talk. Remember, often less is more. You don't want the slides to distract from your message. They need to help the audience get what you're saying. Here are 3 tips for champions. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Rehearse your presentation using only your notes to ensure they are effective. As you practice, you may find some of your notes are unnecessary or could be simplified. Make those adjustments. To grab your audience's attention from the start, begin with a strong opening. This could be an interesting story, a question, or a surprising statistic. Make sure it is relevant to your topic and captures the audience's interest. In your notes, do not use full sentences. Rather use keywords and phrases that will jog your memory and help you to elaborate on the topic. Now let's talk about how to use Zoom for presentations. Before you present, here are a few things you should go over and prepare as well. Before your presentation, make sure your internet connection, microphone, camera, and other necessary equipment are all working properly. If something doesn't work properly, now you have the time to replace it. Find a quiet spot, somewhere away from noise, as much as you can. This ensures your audience hears you clearly without distractions. Prepare a neat and professional background. You can select and organize the space behind you to create the impression you want to make. Another option is to pick a simple place or a virtual background that fits your presentation topic. Just be sure it's not too bright or busy so that it won't take away your audience's attention. Ensure that you are well lit and easily visible. Natural light is best, but if not, add extra lighting to shine bright. Now, time to practice. Practice the technological part of using Zoom. Learn how to share your screen, record if needed, and whatever you might need to do during the presentation. This will help you navigate any technical challenges that may come up during your presentation. And you will feel confident when the time comes to use this technology in your presentation. Before your presentation, practice what you have created in order to ensure it flows smoothly and to fix any technical problems. Go through your slides and try out any Zoom features you'll use. This will help you feel more comfortable and ready for the real thing. Have a backup plan in case of technical difficulties. Get ready for any technical problem. For example, you can have a backup device or another way to show your slides if your main device has problems. You can save the presentation on a USB drive as well. So basically, practice, practice, practice. The more you do, the more confident you will feel, the more fluent you will sound, and you will be more engaging and less monotonous. This will help you remember what you want to say, so that you won't need to read from your notes. Now, let's go over a few important tips that will help you keep your audience engaged and help you feel less stressed. Positioning yourself on the screen is important to keep your audience engaged and look professional. You should pay attention to camera angle. Position your camera at eye level. If you're using a laptop, you might need to stack it on some books to raise it to the right height. Framing. Your head and the top of your shoulders should dominate the screen. Leave a little space above your head so that you don't look cramped. This means that we should be able to see you from above your head down to your shoulders. Use visual aids such as slides, images, and graphs to enhance your presentation. These visuals can help you illustrate your points and make your presentation more engaging. Maintain eye contact by looking directly into the camera. This will help you establish a connection with your audience, even though you are not physically present with them. Use natural gestures and body language to emphasize key points and keep it interesting. Speak clearly and at a steady pace so that your audience can easily understand you. In conclusion, giving an oral presentation on Zoom can be an exciting experience and is an important skill to add to your toolbox. By following these tips and techniques, you will be able to deliver a confident and engaging presentation. Prepare thoroughly and engage your audience through visual aids, clear communication, and interaction. Be prepared for technical challenges and have a backup plan, just in case. Remember, practice makes perfect. Good luck with your presentations!